Hi everyone, I hope you're all good. I hope you're all well. Welcome back to my channel. This is Tisha Oliphant. If you are new here, welcome to my old family members, umndeni wami, who's been here for a while. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hitting the notification button. Thank you for loving me, for commenting, for liking, for sharing. Oh my word, the list is endless. So today I thought I'll sit. Today is the 12th of October 2023, and it is exactly 6 months since I've been traveling solo. A globetrotter, darling. And I just want to talk about traveling solo, the advantages and disadvantages of traveling solo. You know, guys, I always think it is important for us to challenge ourselves. If you are always used to other people, using them as your crutch, and you can never function on your own, you feel down or a big void when you are by yourself, I will urge you to try and do things on your own, travel on your own. That's how you heal, that's how you get rid of such feelings. I've always been a people's person. I'm an extrovert. I'm out there. I'm bubbly. I don't shy away. I've got confidence for days. I've always been that person. It has nothing to do with the fact that I'm much older now. So traveling solo came easier, much easier for me. For someone else who's an introvert, someone who's shy, someone who's in their shell, this might be difficult, but do it. It might just bring out the best out of you. Sorry guys, and let's talk. They always say, do you want to hear the bad stuff or the good stuff? Good news or bad news? Let's get rid of bad news first, and then we'll come to the awesome part. So the disadvantages of traveling solo. Number one, in the plane, you have no one to lean on. Like, yeah, long flights, sometimes you just wanna, and most of my flights, in fact, all my flights, I never chose the seats because it came at a cost. So I would skip a lot of things, which I wouldn't recommend, some of the things like insurance. And I would get to a plane, and thank goodness in most cases they chose the aisle for me, and that's my favorite seat. But if you are traveling like for hours on end, you end up falling aisle, and when you're traveling with someone, you can lay your head on their shoulder. So traveling solo has that disadvantage. You don't fall on someone's husband or a sister from another mother and make someone upset, because people are sensitive like that. That's number one. Number two, I've got my backpack while traveling, and it is heavy backpack. Okay, I always make sure it doesn't exceed the limits by donating the clothes before I fly to the next country, or if I bought something new, I leave some of the clothes that I've been using for a while. Then when it's time to go to the bathroom, there's no leaving your bag on the floor, and they always announce, take care of your assets or possessions, rather your bags, in case someone hoys something or they take it and it goes missing. So you find yourself walking around with a bag, toileting with a bag. Oh, guys, and sorry for the noise, it's the train here, and I'm heading out to take photos. and videos, by the way. So the fact that you have to always carry your luggage with you because you have no one to leave your luggage with, disadvantage of traveling solo. Guys, I created memories while traveling. I also wanted the most beautiful pictures, most beautiful videos of myself trying out activities, doing things, and I don't have much of that because when you travel solo, you can't take your own pictures and the selfie is not that great. Sometimes you want to showcase the background as I'm showcasing my busy table there because tomorrow I'm going to another city and I've already bought my badgos from a supermarket, which save costs than having to stop at an expensive restaurant and buying a snack along the way. So you don't have someone to show the most beautiful background, your reaction when you're trying out a certain activity. So traveling solo can be, it has its shortcomings. And when you ask someone to take you a picture, it's either the picture is too dark or it's not showing the words that you wanted to show. Maybe you wanted the flag of that country to show on the background. It's not there. If it's there, it's cut. That killed me. But what can you do? Everything has the good side and the bad side. You continue traveling. I'm trying to think of another disadvantage. I saw someone traveling solo at a restaurant. He left some food to go and buy, seconds when you've enjoyed the meal and you want something extra, you're still eating. And while he had left, the lady came to clean up the table. So traveling solos come with that. But when you travel solo, you leave your meal, you need to go and get something extra by the time you come back, or you can see it's a packed restaurant, you want to reserve the table. How do you do it? You can't leave your bag, it might be gone. Can't leave your phone, that's being reckless, while you go by. So you go by and pray to God that when you come back, there'll be free tables. Where else, when you're traveling with a family or someone, they will reserve the table by going there and sitting down while you go order. So that is hard. Sometimes you want to have conversations, something is happening now and you want to skin it. You can't skin it. You skin it with yourself and your God because you're traveling solo. You laugh at yourself when you've done something stupid or unusual because you can't share it with anyone at that point in time. Even if you were to meet someone at the hostel, if you're sleeping in hostels, it won't be the same when you share that experience after the fact. So those are some of the things which I found very stressful or disadvantages rather of traveling solo. See, when it comes to instances where you need extra pairs of hands, you're on your own. When it comes to decision making, you speak to yourself, you decide on yourself. No one to run things past, what's your thought? You decide and you go with what you have to do. And I'm sure I left some of the things for you to add, to say, and this and this. I can't think of extra right now, but I'm sure there's quite a bit of disadvantages of traveling by yourself, solo traveling. And also, guys, some restaurants, when you travel solo, they don't serve you quicker than big numbers because they think, the tip won't be that much, she's by herself, and that's another thing. And some accommodations, they charge more when you book single rooms. But what I found during my travels, unlike back at home in South Africa, the accommodations will tend to be much lesser when it's a single room like this, very tiny, but it's a room with a bathroom inside, and it's not shared bathroom. It is much reasonable than double rooms, which is normally different at home, because the rates tend to go up in South Africa when we say one person booking the accommodation. Disadvantages I've covered. Now let's move to advantages. I'm smiling. Guys, traveling solo is liberating. Oh my word. You won't begin to imagine how much you learn about yourself. Your me time is your me time. You make your own decisions. You don't need to sacrifice, you don't need to compromise what you think goes. Like now I'm gonna go out and take pictures of the city center. I don't need to run past someone are you in a mood. If you're traveling with a partner and someone says no, I don't feel like it, and you feel bad or whatever. Traveling solo, you do things at your own pace, at your own time, and you learn so much about yourself, how much you can handle. Traveling to countries that I've traveled to that don't speak much English, you tend to realize that you'll still eat with your little foreign language that you know, with your translator. You'll still find your way, even if you're using public transport. I use public transport a lot. And I ask locals, with my little knowledge of the country's language, traveling alone. Guys, oh my word. I'm short of words the way I'm enjoying the solo traveling. As reasonable, you, in terms of everything's just you. If it's a family of 6, you spend more, especially if it's your family. If it's your siblings, you want to spoil them, so it costs you far much more in terms of buying like food, accommodation. If you feel the need to also pay for a drink, you don't pay for one drink, but for the entire family. So in terms of cost, I find it to be less costly. What else? I think I've calculated more disadvantages. Sorry about the background noise, but I find that there's more advantages than disadvantages when you travel solo. You choose where you wanna go without someone saying, "But I don't like that country." You can change your mind anytime, any day, right? There's countries which were never on my list. I've booked my flights and I've went there without having to discuss it with someone, negotiated, cleaned and bag. Yeah, and when it comes to activities, you do what you love. There's no compromising, meeting each other halfway. You meet yourself full way, because it's you and you alone. So it's me, myself and I. There's plenty of time to journal when you love journaling. There's plenty of time to sit by yourself and mentally heal. You mentally realign, rejuvenate your body, your soul and mind. You speak to yourself a lot, loud in other instances. You depend on yourself to make decisions, which can be liberating as well. I decided on this and it worked out. I didn't wait for someone to tell me what to do. There's just so much, guys. There's just so much. But if you ever want to heal, if you're going through a lot, if you're feeling down, if you lost a loved one, if you've got a void in your heart, travel solo. you'll come back and tell me what it did to you. You don't need to go abroad like I did. Do it in SA, do it in Africa. It will just heal you. It heals. It empowers you. It just confirms how strong of a person you are. So solo traveling is the way to go. Hashtag solo travel. Hashtag La Vida Loca. I love you guys. Continue subscribing. Those who haven't, please do subscribe. Continue sharing, continue liking, continue commenting, and tell me what are your advantages of traveling solo. And don't forget to also share your disadvantages of traveling solo. And I'm sure I've got a number of people who do travel solo. Love you guys, and God bless you.